Massive transfer twist, as Jamie Vardy could still land at Ibrox. Russell Martin axes a Philippe Clement signing Rangers paid over £3 million for, just as Premier League clubs circle the man branded the club's MVP, Nico Raskin. And if that's not enough, a £4 million rated La Liga powerhouse could replace Danilo. This one's loaded. Explosive news, bold decisions, and a potential shakeup that could define our season. Stay locked in. This is not the week to blink. Right, let's get into this one because it's bubbling away nicely and could spark some real fireworks. Jamie Vardy, a name that sends shivers down defenders' spines and pints flying in the air when he scores. And now, at 38 years of age, he's officially on the market. And yes, Rangers have made an inquiry. No messing about, no dithering. There's still gas in the tank, and you know exactly the kind of energy this lad brings. He's been training in Portugal, keeping himself fit, sharp, and most importantly, available free agent, no club, no transfer fee. And although some whisper that he's got a soft spot for Brendan Rodgers and that lot over at Celtic Park, nothing's signed, nothing's sealed, which means Rangers are still in this fight. Now, let's be honest, we've just come off a bruising night against Club Brugge, shoved aside in 20 minutes flat, the kind of wake-up call that either crushes you or forces you to act, and act we must. Bringing in a seasoned, scrappy winner like Vardy might just be the jolt this team needs, someone who doesn't just score goals, but lives for the fight. Think about it. One of the Premier League's all-time top scorers pulling on the blue at Ibrox. You can practically hear the roar already. Yes, he's lost a yard of pace, but he still bagged 9 goals and 4 assists in 35 Premier League matches last season at 38 years old in a relegation dogfight while holding up the entire attack. That's not a has-been, that's a warhorse. Rangers need that edge, that grit, and if Hamza Igamane's heading to Lille before the window shuts, we might not get another chance like this. And Celtic are sniffing around. Rodgers has been coy, of course, said he won't speak on individuals, but we've heard that tune before. The moment he smells blood, he'll move. So here's the thing. Do you want to see Jamie Vardy leading the line at Ibrox or watching him score against us in a green and grey top? Would you take a former England hero with a Celtic link if it meant Rangers finally had a killer in the box again? Or would that feel like selling your soul to the devil? Right, here's a proper bit of business that'll get the tongues wagging. Russell Martin's wasting no time in showing the door to another one of Philippe Clement's so-called master strokes. And this time, it's Nedim Bajrami who's packing his bags. Now, let's rewind. Just last summer, Rangers shelled out around £3.4 million to bring Bajrami in from Sassuolo. It was seen as a bit of a coup at the time. Albania international, technically gifted, a player who was meant to link play, unlock defenses, and light up Ibrox. And fair enough, there were glimpses, 6 goals, 4 assists in 49 games. But let's be honest, you never quite knew what his role was. A number 10 winger, ghost. Clement came out early with the usual glowing sound bites. Good technical player, can make the difference, smart and works hard. Well, if that's what hard work and smart play looks like, no wonder Club Brugge danced through us like it was a training session. And here's the real kicker. Despite scoring a screamer in his last outing against Alloa, Bajrami didn't even make the squad for the Brugge debacle, not even on the bench. And now, according to the Albanian press, he won't be in the squad against St. Mirren either. That tells you everything. Russell Martin's clearly decided the lad's surplus to requirements. And to be fair, he's not wrong. The squad's bloated, the wage bill's bursting, and there are still far too many passengers clinging on after the Clement circus. If we're serious about mounting a proper challenge, there's no room for players who disappear when it matters. Martin's making a very public break from the Clement era, and if Bajrami, who actually put up decent numbers, is being shown the door, How many more are next? Would you rather Rangers stuck by Bajrami to see if there's more to come? Or is Russell Martin bang on for cutting ties with yet another Clement flop? Now, this is the type of transfer saga that cuts right to the heart of where Rangers are and where we want to be. Nico Raskin, easily one of the most naturally gifted midfielders at Ibrox in years, is now being tipped as the one to kickstart the so-called player trading model that's been whispered about in corridors but barely seen in action. And let's not sugarcoat it, there's Premier League sniffing going on. Aston Villa, Wolves, Fiorentina, and you don't get clubs of that caliber circling unless there's serious talent on the table. Scott Arfield, no stranger to the Ibrox dressing room, went on record saying Raskin is the top asset, and he's not wrong. Belgian international now, playing with the elite, showing he's got not just the technical ability, but also the engine and attitude to go toe-to-toe with top-level competition. But here's the rub. If Rangers are going to finally get this player trading model off the ground, someone's got to be the sacrificial lamb. And it looks like Raskin could be the first big-money exit under this new era. Alan McGregor raised the big question, are the links real or just paper talk? Because if Raskin performs in Europe and Rangers manage to claw their way into the Champions League proper, that price tag will shoot up like a firework over Govan. And let's face it, we need every penny of it. Wages need slashing, and the squad needs streamlining, and the next generation needs to be funded properly. But here's where it gets tricky. Billy Dodds gave a brilliant insight. Raskin's not just a baller, he's a live wire, needs handled, wants to be told, he's the main man. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. The best players want responsibility, they want clarity. The lad's matured, bought into the system, and finished last season scoring goals and running the show. But he's not the easiest to manage, and in a dressing room already filled with noise, maybe that's part of why Martin's open to cashing in. So here's the big uncomfortable question for you. If it meant £30 million in the bank, would you sell the club's most exciting midfielder to fund a rebuild? Or would flogging Raskin be yet another sign Rangers are choosing short-term cash over long-term ambition? Well, you can dress it up however you like, but the truth is starting to glare. You can't build a title-winning side with a number 9 who disappears for half the season and barely holds the ball up when he's fit. And that brings us to Danilo. Now, I'll give him credit where it's due. He scored against Club Brugge, but let's not pretend that close-range finish changes the bigger picture. The lad's output since arriving from Feyenoord has been nowhere near what Rangers expected. 9 goals in 35 league appearances, 1 goal and 1 assist in 6 games this season. And we're not even touching on his injury record, which reads more like a medical journal than a player profile. Broken cheekbone, 2 separate knee injuries, 53 games missed in 2 seasons. That's half a campaign every year. And here's the reality. This isn't a charity. Rangers can't carry a striker just because he's got a nice touch or flashes a moment of quality every 10 matches. You need someone leading that line with power, consistency, and physicality. Someone who gives defenders nightmares, not ice packs and a day off. Enter Carl Etta Eyong. The 21-year-old from Villarreal is everything Danilo isn't right now. Fit, strong, hungry, and more importantly, productive. 18 goals and 3 assists in 30 matches for Villarreal B last season. 2 goals already in La Liga, scored against Arsenal and Leeds in pre-season. And this isn't some string bean getting bullied around Spain. He's winning nearly 8 duels a game. That's a striker who's in the fight. Valued at around £4 million, Eyong's the type of forward Rangers should be crawling over broken glass to sign at his age, with his profile and without a history of injuries that reads like a surgeon's notebook. He'd be a serious step forward. Whether it's a loan or permanent, it needs to happen, especially when you've got Leeds and Levante sniffing around too. This isn't the time to dither. So ask yourself this and answer honestly. Would ditching Danilo now and replacing him with a raw but powerful 21-year-old be the bold move Rangers need? Or is it too big a gamble to dump a marquee Brazilian forward mid-rebuild? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.